Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to all of you. Hope you are safe and sound at your home. Dear cadets of 41st intake, that is class 9 of Borishal Cadet College, at the very outset of my lecture, I would like to welcome you all in my online class of Borishal Cadet College. You know, COVID-19 has made our daily life stand still. For this reason, your joining to Borishal Cadet College is delayed. But we cannot stop our regular activities and our college authority has to bring you under online class. Considering this, now I, Satyajit Datta, Associate Professor of Economics and Housemaster of Sweswarar House, have decided to take online class and expected that I will be with you for the next 80 minutes. Today's lessons and topic. No more delays. Let's have a look into our today's lesson and topic. First of all, I would like to thank you for the participation of my previous class and exam. Boys, you do well. Today, my topic is developed, underdeveloped, and developing countries and the economy of these countries, and chapter 12. I hope you will enjoy the class, and let's start the class with the cadets of class 9. Now, learning outcomes. After the end of this lesson, cadet will be able to explain the concept of developed, underdeveloped, and developing economy. Keywords. First of all, the per capita annual income of developed countries. In 2010, the per capita annual income of some main developed countries of the world ranged from $40,000 to $85. Number two, the excessive dependence on agriculture. Majority of the population of underdeveloped countries are dependent on agriculture. Lastly, number three, developing countries. In the middle stage of the developed and the underdeveloped countries, there is another type of countries in the world which are called developing countries. Cadets, now I am discussing about the developed country. The countries of the world are divided into developed, developing, and underdeveloped or least developed countries according to the degree or level of economic development. First of all, the developed country. The type of country where economic development has taken place and development has been continuing for long term is called developed country. The per capita income of the people of the developed countries is very high. The rate of growth of per capita income is also high there, and as a result, the standard of living is also much developed. USA and Canada of America, European countries such as England, France, Germany, Switzerland, Netherlands, Sweden, Norway, among Asian countries, Japan, etc., are the developed countries in the world. Some common characteristics of these countries are shown below. Number one, the high standard of living. The main feature of the developed countries is that the per capita income of the people of these countries is very high and the standard of living is also much higher. In 2010, the per capita annual income of some main developed countries of the world ranged from $40,000 to $85,000. Number two, the industrialization economy. The economy of the developed countries is dependent on industry. Those countries have attained development because of rapid industrialization. These countries have turned into industry-based country from agriculture-based economy. Basic and large-scale industries have gradually developed in those countries from small and medium industries. Number three, the high rate of savings, capital formation, and investment. Because of high per capita income, even after spending for consumption, people have surplus income, which is deposited as saving. Because of high rate of saving, the rate of capital formation and investment is also high. As a result, the volume of production increases gradually. Number 4, developed method of production and distribution process. The more the developed countries advance towards development, the more their method of production and management get developed. A big reason of developed production is the development of technical device or technology. Because of setting up big industries, developed process is innovated and production increases manifold by its application. Moreover, the distribution system of national income in developed countries is also developed. The factors of production, especially the laborers, get their due wages. As a result, inequality in income distribution decreases. For this reason, the overall welfare of the people rises. Number 5, economic condition. One main characteristic of the developed countries is that the socio-economic infrastructures of these countries are much developed. Includes number 1, developed banking system and loan disbursement management. Number 2, developed transport and communication system. Number 3, low rate of population growth and unemployment. Number 4, sufficiency of electricity, water and fuel. 5, high rate of education, assurance of education facility and health service for all, social security system for all. Number 6, the developed and modern agricultural system. Agriculture is a minor sector in the developed countries, but the agricultural production and marketing system are very developed. Both the volume of production and the quality of agricultural goods are very developed. Number 7, controlled population and developed human resource. The population of the developed countries is controlled since the rate of population growth is lower than the rate of economic growth. The per capita income increases instantly. Moreover, because of high rate of education, proper training and developed health service, the population turns into human resource. Number 8, the favorable foreign trade. The volume and quality of both agricultural and industrial goods are high. These countries can build up favorable trade relations with other countries in the field of international trade. This relationship is also helpful for economic development. Number 9, the whispered urbanization. Because of the gradual industrialization from agriculture-based state and because of the development of roads, communication and electricity system, rural economy holds an urban shape. As a result, rural people keep coming towards and villages also turn into towns. Number 10, the political stability. There is political stability in the developed countries. Here, administration system works with transparency. The volume of corruption is also very small. The political and social organizations are also stable and developed. As a result, an environment favorable to economic development is formed and it sustains. Correct? Now I am discussing about the underdeveloped country. The countries of which per capita real income is lower than that of the per capita real income of the developed countries like the USA, Canada, Australia, and West European countries are called underdeveloped countries. The type of country which is not able to use the resources fully is also meant as underdeveloped country. Professor Ragnar Knauss says, underdeveloped countries are those where capital is much less compared to population and natural resources. Dominance of primary profession, shortage of capital, and whispered unemployment exists in these countries. According to economist Colin Clark, most of the people of underdeveloped countries earn their livelihood through their activities in primary occupation. First of all, the low per capita income and low standard of living. The main characteristic of the underdeveloped countries is very low per capita income and standard of living of the people compared to the developed countries. The major portion of the population has no ability to fulfill the basic needs such as food, clothes, shelter, education, and treatment facilities, etc. Among the underdeveloped countries, there are even countries who is less than $200 per capita income. Number two, the excessive dependence on agriculture. Majority of the population of the underdeveloped countries are dependent on agriculture to meet food, livelihood, and other needs. Agriculture is the single biggest sector in the national production. Number three, the underdeveloped agricultural production and marketing system. Through majority of population of these countries are dependent directly or indirectly on agriculture. The agricultural production and marketing system are not developed. Agriculture is much underdeveloped because of all these reasons, such as traditional method of cultivation, defective ownership, less investment, lack of agricultural materials, and necessary infrastructure for agriculture depends on nature, etc. Number four, small and underdeveloped industrial sector. Industrial sector is very small in the underdeveloped countries because of the lack of capital and the skilled manpower. There is no basic or heavy industry in these countries. Predominance of small, medium, and cottage industries is noticed here. Generally, the contribution of industrial sector to gross national product is only 8 to 10%. Number five, low rate of capital formation and investment and whispered unemployment. In this country, per capita income is small. The entire income of the people has to be spent for purchasing daily necessities. As a result, the rate of savings of the people is very small. So, shortage of capital is seen and the rate of investment is also very low. Since investment is very small, the rate of establishing new production or industry is very small. As a result, no new employment is created. Unemployment increases. Per capita income continues to fall. In this way, the country rotates within the circle of poverty. Number six, the incomplete use of natural resources and manpower. There is so much want of capital and technically skilled manpower in the underdeveloped countries that is not possible for long period to determine what mineral resources at what amount are available in the country. As a result, all these countries remain poor despite having resources. High rate of population growth and unskilled manpower. Because of illiteracy, substitution, and lack of proper control, the rate of population growth in the underdeveloped countries is high. The volume of the population is bigger than the supporting powers of the country. The arrangement to turn this population into skilled manpower through providing general education, technical education, training and health facilities is also trifling. Number 8, the weak socioeconomic infrastructure. One of the main characteristics of the underdeveloped countries is the weakness both the economic and in social infrastructures. Organizations disbursing loan in agriculture and industry are insufficient and their management is weak. Transport and communication system is also underdeveloped and insufficient. Major portion of population is deprived of education and health service. Electricity and fuel supplies are also much insufficient. The unfavorable foreign trade. Underdeveloped countries are dependent on import for meeting the basic needs of people, even for meeting the demands for food, clothing, and treatment. These countries export mainly agricultural goods and raw materials for industry and import industrial goods. Export income is always less than import expenses. As a result, there is always deficit in balance of the international transaction of these countries. Number 10, the dependence on foreign trade. Because of lower capital compared to need, the underdeveloped countries depend too much on foreign aid to collect capital for investment. These countries depend too much on foreign aid not only for the supply of capital but for the necessary money and other goods needed during disaster and emergency periods. Number 11, lack of mentally to take initiative and risks. In the underdeveloped countries, the lack of the manpower to lead in the economic development is noticed among people. The progress of economic activities is dependent on capital, just as the same way skilled entrepreneurs are also required for it. This is lack of capital in these countries. Correct? Now I am discussing about the developing country. In the middle stage of the developed and the underdeveloped countries, there is another type of countries in the world which are called developing countries. The real per capita income in these countries is much less compared to that of the developed countries. Most of the characteristics of underdeveloped economy exist in the developing countries. Among those there are predominance of agricultural sector, backwardness in industrial sector, which spared unemployment, insufficiency of transport, communication and electricity, low rate of education, low rate of capital formation and investment, low per capita income and poverty, high rate of population growth, etc. Some common characteristics of developing countries. First of all, awareness about the economic condition and initiative for plant development. Developing countries are those that being aware about the condition of their own economic development. Take effective steps for changing that. This step starts through the process of taking overall development plan. Through there are many obstacles to the implementation of this development program in the developing countries because of overpopulation and shortage of resources. Number two, the availability of natural resources and possibility of development. As there are natural resources such as land, mineral resources, water resources in these countries, the volume of population is also big similarly. Endeavors are taken to enhance production by utilizing these natural resources and population. Number three, the reduction of dependence on agriculture and rapid industrialization. The trend to be industry-oriented country gradually from agriculture-based state is a feature of developing country. For this purpose, through planned programs, steps are taken to establish basic industry and to invest in industry. Number four, the gradual development of agriculture. Agriculture is modernized in the developing countries. Arrangements for cultivation in scientific method, development of infrastructure of agriculture, supply of high quality seed, fertilizer and irrigation facility, etc. are taken. As a result, productivity of agriculture increases and gradual development of agriculture starts. Number 5, development of infrastructure. Action is taken in these countries to develop and extend economic infrastructure such as transport and communication system, formation and supply of capital and social infrastructure such as education and health service, etc., at the starting level of development. In course of this trend of attaining development, development of social environment also takes place gradually. Number 6, decrease in the rate of population growth and human resource development. There is excess in population in the developing countries. National program is taken to control population. As a result, through slow, the rate of population growth gradually continues to fall. Steps for taking literacy project, extension of education and training program, and for the introduction of technology and technical education are taken to turn the population of the country into human resource. Number 7, the decrease in unemployment and elimination of poverty. Widespread unemployment exists also in the developing countries, but efforts are taken to reduce the rate of unemployment through application of modern methods in agriculture, rapid industrialization, and through creation of new employment opportunities. Number 8, the reduction in the dependence on foreign aid. In the developing countries, huge amount of money and capital are required to implement development plans and programs. It is not possible to collect sufficient funds from internal sources. So these countries become too much dependent on foreign loan, aid and grant. This dependence usually continues for long periods. Number 9, ensuring financial welfare of the people. The main objective of economic development is to ensure maximum financial and social welfare being of all the people. If it is possible to ensure balanced distribution of income together with economic development, financial and social welfare are ensured. But through socio-economic development is initiated in the developing countries. The shortcoming is distribution system remains for long. As a result, disparity in the distribution of income prevails for long period. Number 10, increase in the rate of urbanization. A trend of gradual development is created through planned economic and social programs in the developing countries. This trend is much rapid in some countries, but not so much in other countries. But because of these development activities, modernization of rural economy gradually takes place, infrastructure develops, and people move from villages to cities in search of work because of industrialization. Urbanization takes place in the country because of all this. Number 11, development in social environment. Through slow in the developing countries, education, health service, recreation system, roads and bridges, transport and communication system, financial organization such as bank and insurance facility, international communication, etc. are developed and expanded. Number 12, increase in per capita income and standard of living. The economy of developing country is run mainly on the basis of planning. Through there is the existence of bottleneck in implementing plans. A tendency to development is created as a result of implementing the plans. As a result, the per capita income of the people of these countries continue to increase gradually, and development starts in the standard of living. Cadet looked at the two important ideas. First of all, the difference developing and underdeveloped countries. The difference of these countries from the underdeveloped countries is that through planned development program, these countries have arranged to increase gross national product. So to say per capita real income by utilizing the natural resources and production of the country. As a result, a tendency has been created to raise per capita income for a long time. To planned development program. Under planned development program, these countries undertake efforts to develop socio-economic infrastructure and rapid industrialization in the country. As a result, the tendency to raise the rate of capital formation and investment is seen. Spirit of education is ensured to turn the population into human resource, and initiatives are taken to provide all the people with health services. As a result of all these initiatives and efforts, there is created a situation of dispelling the anti-development obstacles existing in country. ঠিক আছে মনে হয় তো কোনো অসুবিধা নেই হ্যাঁ cadet look at the sample question. First of all, you observe the sample question of creative question, I mean CQ. Next, you observe the sample question of MCQ part 1. Now, you observe the sample question of MCQ part 2. Now, home tasks. Cadet, look at your home tasks. First of all, what is called developed country. Number 2, explain the main characteristics of developed country. Number 3, describe the characteristics of underdeveloped country. Number 4, what is meant by developing country. And lastly, discuss the characteristics of developing country. If you have any query, then ask me through message. I will be available here. Okay, dear cadets, thank you for attending my online class. I hope you will try to follow the instructions that I hope given you here. Now a very important point for you, dear cadets. You know we are now passing a very tough time due to COVID-19. Going outside has become very much risky for all. So never make any plan to go outside for any reason. Spend your time with your parents and other family members of your house. Never neglect your regular study. You should be punctual attending your online classes as well. Stay home and stay fine, dear cadets. Dear cadets, thank you. Thanks a lot. Khuda Hafiz.